The mainstream Hürriyet daily on Tuesday responded in print to President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, after he accused it of suggesting that he could share the same fate as Egypt's ousted President Mohammed Morsi, who was sentenced to death by an Egyptian court over the weekend. In an editorial published on the front page of its Tuesday edition, Hürriyet called Erdoğan's accusation very unjust and unfounded, asking him if he has any evidence to back his claim. "What is your evidence?" it asked. "Is your evidence that we used a sentence that you yourself used? Could there ever be such evidence? Could there be distortion to such an extent? Mr. President, what do you want from us?" the editorial retorted. "Why are you attacking us with blatant injustice and clear distortions? Why are you turning us into a target? What do you want from us? Will you banish us?" Hürriyet was first attacked by Prime Minister Ahmet Davutoglu and then Erdoğan after it reported that a death sentence was handed down to Morsi in Egypt on Saturday, with a report on its website that headlined "World in Shock, Death Sentence to President Who Won 52% of the Vote." Speaking at an election rally on the same day, Davutoglu claimed Hürriyet's headline was suggestive, given that Erdoğan was also elected with a 52% share of the vote in the August 2014 presidential election. What do they mean? If they refer to our President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, who was also elected with 52%, they should know that no elected president or prime minister will be sent to his death in this land, Davutoglu said. Hürriyet responded to Davutoglu by saying Erdoğan had also referred to Morsi as a president who was elected with 52% of the vote during a speech on Saturday, and that his implied accusation was unfounded. A day later, however, Erdoğan claimed the headline suggested that he had been threatened with the death penalty handed down to Morsi. Erdoğan also claimed there were links between the Doğan media group, of which Hürriyet is a part, and the parallel structure, his term of choice to refer to alleged sympathizers of the Hizmet movement inspired by Turkish Islamic scholar Fethullah Gulen. "We know these media groups, we know the parallel organization. They had threatened us with Morsi's fate during the Gezi events. Now they repeat the same threat over the death sentence," he said. "They have in their minds May 27, the date of the 1960 military coup, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. They have in their minds to come to power as a military junta, to hang the men of the people, to seize power with a coup, increase the number of martyrs, and to put the representatives of the people in jail and seek a death penalty for them in trials." Hürriyet dismissed Erdoğan's accusation of cooperation with the parallel structure, claiming that the structure you call parallel played a part in the imposition of a controversial, record-high tax fee of $2.5 billion on the Doğan media group in 2009. Erdoğan has waged a war on the Gülen movement, a former ally, after a corruption scandal implicating people in his inner circle erupted on December 17, 2013, with a wave of detentions as part of a massive graft probe. Erdoğan accused the Gülen movement of being behind the probe in collaboration with foreign conspirators, and started a campaign which he himself called a witch hunt against the movement. The campaign has involved sacking, reassigning, and prosecuting thousands of people alleged to be followers of the movement within the state bureaucracy, lobbying foreign governments for the closure of schools affiliated with the movement abroad, raiding small businesses and civil society associations on the grounds of financing the parallel structure, and prosecuting journalists from media outlets affiliated with the movement on terrorism charges. Mr. President, you say we live our lives in fear, Hürriyet also said in its editorial. Why should we be afraid? Why should the president of a democratic country say that his citizens live in fear? The daily concluded with a promise to continue to exercise its constitutionally protected rights to free speech and its freedom to criticize. If what you mean is a fear of using our media freedom, freedom of speech and freedom to criticize, which are all enshrined in the Constitution, you should know that we will defend these freedoms without any fear, it said. Davutoglu, everyone will know their place. Speaking later on Tuesday, Prime Minister Davutoglu responded to Hürriyet, saying in an election rally speech that his government will not remain silent in the face of provocative publications in the run-up to the June 7 general election. Doğan Media Group is talking about freedoms, Davutoglu told supporters in the northern province of Zonguldak. We have endless respect for the freedom of the press, but everyone will know their place, he said, his voice hoarse from weeks of campaigning. The Prime Minister reiterated his controversial criticism against media outlets, including Hürriyet, for publishing a photo of a prosecutor with a gun pointed to his head by two militants of the Revolutionary People's Liberation Party/Front, DHKP/C, terrorist group during a kidnapping at Istanbul courthouse on March 31. Prosecutor Mehmet Salim Kiraz, as well as his two captors, were killed after a shootout between the police and the militants. Davutoglu lashed out at the media outlets which published the photo and ordered a ban on representatives from those outlets from covering Kiraz's funeral. He said on Tuesday that the media outlets incited terrorism by publishing the photo of the prosecutor with a gun pointed at his head. Asserting that his government derives its power from God and the nation, Davutoglu said it is not possible for us to remain silent in the face of provocative publications as we head into the time period of the election, apparently referring to Hürriyet's editorial. Everyone gets the treatment they deserve, he declared.